Welcome back. Happy Monday. Last week we enjoyed talking about all the ways that dogs, pets enhance our lives, make them better. So the journey from wolf to dog and then dog to being part of our family and that true endless and boundless joy they give us day in, day out, despite the steaming landmines and, slobber that they strew all over our faces. So today our debate is dogs versus RoboPets. And is a robotic pet is that a cool thing? Is it a good idea? So we talked about all the ways that we love dogs and they're awesome and that's great. But what about obstacles to pet ownership? So I'm going to put this slide up here and you can project it, teachers. And if you want to have kids just brainstorm on the board or just talk as a big crew, that would be awesome. But can you come up with 5 to 7 reasons that people would not want to get a dog or have pets in their lives? So I will pause. I need you to brainstorm because that's going to get us started with our great debate today. So I will project this and have somebody come up and kind of be your scribe for the crew. What prevents people from getting dogs or other pets? So what are some things that you mentioned? Did you mention things like, well, maybe somebody in the home, and this is a common one, maybe somebody in the home has allergies. Maybe they travel a lot and they can't really sustain having a pet and it's not fair to the dog or the cat being alone all the time. Maybe it's just too expensive. Maybe they live in an apartment or a condo or they're renting and pets aren't allowed. So there's a lot of different reasons or obstacles why people can't have a pet, but there's a way. And that way is robotic pets. And this is a big deal, especially in Japan, where I think I mentioned before, they actually have like funerals when their robotic pet kicks it. And so we're going to watch the best robotic pets and then we're gonna have our debate. We're gonna look at an article that shows the pros and cons of real pets and also robotic pets. Here we go. Which RoboPet would you buy? Would you buy your little niece, your little nephew, or yourself of these featured? Here we go. Oops.
Wiki.easyvid.com. Search EasyVid Wiki before you decide. EasyVid presents the 10 best robotic pets. Let's get started with the list. Starting off our list at number 10. Getting started with an aquarium can be a pretty expensive proposition, and nobody loves funereal flushings. But a fishbowl full of hexbug aquabots won't set you back nearly as much, and there's no need to feed them or treat their water to keep things swimming right along. They're available in multiple colors and types and utilize electromagnetic propulsion. However, be aware that the tiny parts are choking hazards. At number 9.
I got to pause for a minute. We had some of those, and they are awesome. They last a long time. They move around like real aquatic life in the water. Super cool. We also have a 65-gallon fish tank in our home, and it's a lot to clean. We spend a lot of money on buying brine shrimp and bloodworms to feed our fish because if you feed them higher quality things and they get that more beautiful color and they're healthier. We're always transplanting the plants. It's a lot of work, right? And the little hexbot things, aquatic fake robo thing, that was pretty fun. So what do you think? Continue on, number 9.
9. If the idea of owning a cute but needle-wielding hedgehog doesn't give you a warm, fuzzy feeling, Zuma hedges may be the answer to your not-so-prickly prayers. Covered in harmlessly soft spines, it responds to touch by doing somersaults, headstands, and other tricks. It features playful sounds and lights, and different versions are available, but the 4 AAA batteries required are not included. Coming in at number 8 on our list. Capable of up to 22 programmable motions, the SandSmart Junior Smart Dog is a playful and responsive puppy that sings, dances, runs, crawls, wags its tail, and even lifts its leg to pee. But unlike other 4-legged friends, it won't soil your rug or scratch up the furniture. It comes with an 18-month warranty and is both affordably priced and well built. However, it doesn't have any touch sensors. Our newest choices can only be seen at wiki.easyvid.com. Go there now and search for robotic pets, or simply click beneath this video. At number 7, for the amateur paleontologist, there's the Zuma Dino, a modernized Mesozoic playmate that skitters about on twin rollers, chittering animatedly as it dances, plays chase, and chomps its miniature jaws, or roaring indignantly when its tail is pulled. It features touch and motion sensors and eyes that light up to indicate its mood. It recharges in just 1 hour. Moving up our list to number 6. Ranging from puppies and parakeets to mice and turtles, little live pets offer the rewards of caring for small animals without the fuss and bother of cleaning up after the real McCoy. Realistic sounds and movements add to the charm of their playful interactions. These are fun to feed and cuddle, and you can record and play back on some models. They're suitable for ages 5 and above. Halfway up our list at number 5, Move to Play Fuzzy Flyers are interactive plush toys designed to encourage kids to get up and get moving with engaging, easy-to-learn games that promote healthy activity, sensors to detect touch and movement, and funny responses and silly sound effects to liven things up. They can help develop hand-eye coordination and build teamwork skills. There are no small parts or a complex setup. At number 4, Wowie Fingerlings are cute, colourful, and small enough to fit into the palm of a child's hand. Wrapping tiny arms or tails around your fingers, they blink their eyes, babble, sing, and make all sorts of cheerful sounds in response to your voice or touch. They harmonise with other fingerlings and feature more than 40 different animations. They're popular collectibles for kids. Nearing the top of our list at number 3, responsive to touch, gestures, and voice commands, Hasbro's For Real Friends let you know they're ready for some fun with friendly vocalizations and playful animal behaviors, using more than 100 different sound and movement combinations to keep things interesting. They feature smartphone app integration and interact with other For Real Friends. There's a wide variety to choose from. Our newest choices can only be seen at wiki.easyvid.com. Go there now and search for robotic pets, or simply click beneath this video. At number 2, Joy for All Companions by Hasbro are designed to mimic the soothing effects of having a four-legged friend with whom to while away the hours in one's golden years. They're especially suitable for those experiencing memory loss, cognitive decline, or emotional distress. They offer gentle heartbeat and relaxing sounds, soft and cuddly fur coats, and no startling noises or behaviors.
So that one that we just saw, a friend of mine, she brought it to her grandma in a nursing home, and her grandma had dementia, and that brought her a lot of joy because she wasn't allowed to obviously have a real pet in there, but it mimicked a real pet and it gave her love and really soothed her because she was very paranoid and terrified all the time, and so that was a cool thing.
And taking the top spot on our list, the Robotis Playpets kit is more than just your garden variety remote-controlled sidekick. Following the colourful assembly guide and interactive app to build one of 7 different programmable creatures provides a wealth of entertaining STEM learning experiences too. It's an engaging 3D construction project with a motorized controller. It teaches basic coding skills. Our newest choices can only...
All right, so pretty fun. My kids have had those little fingerling monkeys, and they would do all kinds of crazy little sounds and even burping, and they'd bring them in the car with them, and so it was entertaining. They've also had Hatchimals, and I remember that thing. The birth of the Hatchimal coming out of the egg was like a major family event. Pretty cool. And so RoboPets, pretty neat. When I was thinking about my cat this morning, she wanted to get up and she was drooling into my ear and purring and biting and nipping. RoboPet's not going to do that, man. They're activated when you want to activate and interact with them. So, and they mentioned like they're not going to claw up your rug. They're not going to leave steaming piles around your house. So that brings us to our work for today, and that is thinking about positives and negatives to real pets versus RoboPets. So what you need today, your materials, you're going to go to Google Classroom, head to RoboPets debate, and I'm going to show you, you need 2 items open. The first, you're going to click here. It's called The History of Awe, and Sailor Crew is always our passcode. But we're not reading this thing about the hamster. It's the next article. So I like to click Presentation View. Brings up a nice user-friendly format so you can zoom in, zoom out, all that cool stuff. And go ahead and just page over to, you get here. Would you replace your dog with that? So it's a short 2-page article, and it's about real pets versus RoboPets. So you need that, page 14 and 15. And then the second thing that we need to open is these slides. Okay? You can also access the article with this link here, okay? So the article and the slides, I will pause and allow you to find those 2 items before we begin our work today. All right, thanks for finding your materials today. I want to show you, before we start, uh, a clip from ABC News. MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, super brainy college and university with technology, and they created these awesome robo dogs, and they're actually playing soccer, and it's almost a little bit creepy. So check these things out before we start our work. All right, creepy.
Our darkest days, in the battle against.
All right, so this is what we have today right now is we're looking at your slides, RoboPets, pros and cons. And so you have the first slide is we're talking about just robotic pets. So you see the robo dog up here. What are some good things? You need 3 pros and you need 3 cons. So pros means positives, cons are against. What are some drawbacks of having a robotic pet? Things that you're limited with because it's just a mere gadget. But what are some awesome benefits? That's the pro. And then real pets. What are the best things about having a real dog or a real cat? And then what are the limitations? What are some of the negatives, the things that we have to deal with that aren't so fun with real life pet ownership? And then at the end, you're going to decide what would as you go into adulthood and you've got your own place, what makes better sense? What's going to be the fit for you? Which would you rather have, a real pet or a robotic pet? And so each box is going to be worth 3 points. So 3 here for pros, 3 cons, and then 3 pros for real, 3 cons, and then you get 3 points for slide number 3, and then you turn this in. So let's read together, and then I will pause throughout and allow you to add pros and cons for both types of pets. So let's scroll in here. Would you replace your dog with that? RoboPets could be the pets of the future. Imagine you wake up one morning to find that your parents have granted your request for a pet. Even better, this pet doesn't shed, claw the furniture, or need to be walked. You'll never have to feed it or remember to give it water or clean up its poop. Your new pet will never get sick, and you can even leave it home alone when you go on vacation. What is this amazing creature? It's a robot. Not quite the warm, cuddly, wriggly bundle of love you had in mind? Fair enough. But someday, in the not so distant future, many of us could be choosing RoboPets over the real thing. So I'm going to pause here. What are some benefits to a RoboPet? Well, the article said what? You don't have to remember to feed it, so very limited care. You don't have to be home very often. You can leave it home alone. And there's going to cause very limited, minimal destruction to your house. So on your little thing, you could put some benefits right here. So minimal care, may be left alone. I would say limited or no damage to your home. So that's pretty cool. And you can use whatever font you want to use or size you want to use here. Okay? So that's some cool things about having a RoboPet. It's just sort of there at your convenience when you want to have it. Okay, so you can pause if you need to, but I'm going to continue on, and you can join me when you're ready. Continuing. Robot bonding. Let's start there at that heading. The benefits of owning a pet are well documented, and we know that from all the articles we've read so far. Research shows that living with a pet makes people happier and healthier. Just recently, a study in Japan found that when dog owners gazed into their dog's eyes, their brains release oxytocin, a chemical that creates feelings of trust and happiness and helps mothers bond with their infants. In another study at Massachusetts General Hospital, when women were shown photos of their dogs, certain areas of their brains reacted the same way as when women were shown photos of their children. Fur babies! These studies seem to support what pet owners have long known, that the bond between a human and an animal can be powerful and deep. Could we really form that same sort of bond with a robot? Could we feel the same rush of love for a machine that we feel for a dog that greets us at our door with a wagging tail, or for a cat that, sensing our sad mood, hops into our laps and starts to purr? So let's go back to your slides here. We know some awesome benefits of real pets. So I'm going to give you a second here. Go ahead and put what are some beautiful things they do. And I want you to think on a social, emotional level. What are some ways they support you? Okay, I will pause. Go ahead and add your own benefits there. Okay, so we're at the bottom of the second column here. According to Hal Herzog, a psychologist, who studies how people interact with animals, robotic pets would have to be highly sophisticated to truly win our hearts. They would need to respond to verbal commands and express needs, desires, and affection for their owner. So that seems like kind of a tall order for a machine to be able to do, even though, Siri and Alexa, they're pretty cool. So what are some drawbacks to a robo pet? What aren't you likely to get to the same degree? So I'll allow you to stop and put that here. Some cons, and cons are like the negatives, okay? And pros, again, are the positives, the good things. So put a couple things that we don't have with RoboPets. I will pause. Okay, I'm going to read Dead Robo Dogs with you, and then I'm going to turn some text over to you. So again, here's Hasbro's Joy for All Cat that we saw in the clip, and this is getting really popular in nursing homes and places where there's Alzheimer patients because it mimics, it's very close to a real pet where they can't have live animals in some of these facilities. So it's really neat that they can provide that stimulation for the residents. Dead robodogs. To some degree, robotic animals can already do these things. Jenabo, a robot dog designed in South Korea, can recognize its owner's face, respond to voice commands, and use sounds and movement to express emotions. It can also do the Korean martial art Taekwondo. Good luck teaching your Labradoodle that. Hasbro's Joy for All robotic cat will purr if you pet it and roll onto its back for a belly rub. As technology improves, robotic animals will become more and more lifelike. But even the RoboPets currently available can inspire strong feelings. When Sony announced in 2014 that it would stop repairing Ibos, robotic dogs it sold from 1999 to 2006, many owners were heartbroken. In Japan, where Ibos are very popular, some owners even held funerals for their dead robo-dogs. Meanwhile, a robotic baby seal called Paro is having positive effects on nursing home residents, improving their moods, relieving their loneliness, and encouraging them to be more social. Okay, so let's go to our slides. RoboPets, maybe, I see some cool things. What are they doing in nursing homes? What can they do for other people? Obviously, in Japan, they did have emotional bonds and connections to the robotic pet. So I'll give you a second there to think. Pause if you need to. Okay, so the last section is called loyalty and affection. And it's talking about what does that say about us as a society if we're allowing kids to bond with robots and electronics versus real life beings. And so I want you to read this section to yourself, and I want you to step back and decide or add some more positives and negatives to real versus robo. Okay, so I will pause, finish the article on your own, and make sure you've got three positives, three negatives for each type of pet. Okay, let's recap that section. So, positives for the RoboPet, if you're looking at your slides under the pros, they're easy to care for. They're a great option if you live in a small space or your landlord prevents you from having a real pet, or if you live in like a nursing home where you can't have that, or you have allergies, or you travel. They have robotic animals also, this is a cool point, have less impact on the environment than real animals because you don't have to go buy food for them. And the livestock used for meat and dog and cat food, that's a lot of space and energy. We talked about that during our cricket debate. We eat animals, and so that's a lot of our farmland being used from that. Pet poop is also polluting. Polluting waterways, things like that. I would also say noise pollution. Every day our neighbors let out their yappy dogs about 6 a.m., even on Saturdays and Sundays, and we have to hear that, right? So just the annoyance factor is there. But we also want to talk about this. We also have cats and dogs that are in need of homes. And I think it's so cool that during the pandemic, so many animals found happiness within households and people are willing to open up their homes to pets. So, what if we choose robots instead? What's going to happen? It's going to have more animals out there that are homeless. But also the fact that they're easier, maybe that's not a good thing. So, under Real Pets, I can teach kids responsibility and empathy and care. And that's really important. That this thing depends on you for life. And I also think it's good to have a pet before you have kids, right? It teaches you everything that you, well, not everything, but some things that you need to be able to be a good parent. You got to be a pet parent first, perhaps. And so I want you to think about both of those sides. And in the end, I want you to go to your final slide. Okay. When you're out and you're able to, leave the household that you currently live in, you have your own space, whether it's a condo, an apartment, a little rental house, or your own house. What are you going to choose for your life? Okay. So increase the font a little bit. And I want you to start with a claim. I would choose, or a real pet is superior to a RoboPet, or a RoboPet is a perfect fit for my life, and give me 3 reasons why for real pets or for RoboPets. Okay. When you're done, make sure that you have 3 pros, 3 cons for each, and then a claim and some reasons for slide 3. All right. Tomorrow, just looking ahead at our week, we are going to get into some writing. You guys have done a great job with informational reading, and it's now time to write a little lifelike anecdote, an animal anecdote that's going to be lively and fun and descriptive detail and voice and all the goods that we've learned this year. Thank you for your work, and I look forward to seeing your slides and your thinking.